This was when I realized it was over. Quite frankly, everybody knew it was over as soon as Steph was starting to hit those three-pointers. This guy would hit one right here, and then he'd do the celebration. And I know these folks want to claim this video. All I gotta say to you jabronis is I dare you. I'm just in awe of this man, Stephen Curry. But when he hit this shot, that's when I realized this would be special. Steph Curry, night, night! I'll be honest, this is a bit bittersweet for me because, as you can tell from the logo, I'm a Canadian. We got embarrassed by the French, bro. So as much as I want to go DKM and post a video about how the US chances of winning gold in the future is dire, I just know it wouldn't feel right. No disrespect to DKM, by the way. Shout outs to him. He's a great creator. But the big story for me is seeing this golden generation of LeBron, KD, and Steph, and basically what is essentially their last dance here in the Olympics. As a person that's followed them throughout their career, right? This felt like a Last Dance documentary ending. It's the perfect ending. Like you're remembering, it's mid-2020, the trailer drops. First of all, there's no backstabbing going on here. It's time for me to move on. This will be Phil's last year coaching the Bulls. Just like this big doc that dropped in 2020, I think this one has the makings of a Oscar-winning documentary featuring the golden generation. For over a decade, these people have, for over 15 years, even more, they've captivated us as fans. I mean, we just wanted to follow their story. So many younger fans have become fans because of one of these guys. And so much of their careers have intertwined, all through the mighty highs to the troughs of the lows. It's one after another, after another, after another, after another. It was just a storyline that kept following us and kept making us captivated all throughout the years. And just to be able to see them play out together for the last time, perhaps, is what I think really makes it special for all of us fans of the NBA. In this video, I want to recap how we got here, because it's so easy for us to take this stuff for granted.
They did what they set out to do. They had to work. Kevin Durant's now a four-time gold medal. LeBron James wins it for the third time, and a bunch of first-timers as well, including Steph Curry.
Okay, let's start talking about this man right here.
That hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA Finals and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States?
This comment certainly got a lot of people angry. And this isn't some random saying this. This guy has world records in his belt. But NBA players, they were offended. They were highly offended by what they deemed a misstep. Eric Gordon even saying that he was going to smoke him in at 200 meters. Most notably, KD saying somebody helped his brother. Even NBA fans all around the world, actually, no, that's not true. NBA fans across the USA, mainly, were the ones outraged about this. And this dude, it seems like he has a track record of saying things that are obviously going to come across as him being a dick. He gets called cocky, narcissist, arrogant. To be fair though, that's all the words you would associate with a top-level athlete these days. There was legit people hate watching him during the Olympics because of this. You got Josh Hart admitting he's a hater and obviously having to give his respects after he wins gold.
Time this summer, USA basketball lost to Canada. And all of a sudden, within a day, we're hearing that LeBron James, a.k.a. Nick Fury, is calling up all the superhero friends to bring the team together.
People like to say it was Noah that contributed to LeBron and Curry and all those guys to come back in the fold in the Olympics. And a lot of people like to say that the international world has caught up to the USA, and the narratives were spinning that the US were threatened by this, and they tried to basically conjure up the Avengers. Part of that may be true. Like, Steph Curry, this will be his Olympic debut if he made it. And Kevin Durant, obviously, he's a mainstay at the USA team during the Olympics. And we haven't seen LeBron in the Olympics since 2012. But I think it had more to do with how, you know, the USA team has not looked as good as they used to be, right? Just like in 2004, where so many of the USA mainstays declined. So they had to settle for a much younger Team USA that didn't have much experience in the format. We saw it with how the Redeem Team got formed in 2008 to basically win back glory. And obviously after 2023 and 2019, the USA team was thinking, look, we got to make a statement here. It's not looking so good. So Noah, he may have been a catalyst. He may have been part of the reason. But I think these guys coming back into the fold again, trying to make a statement like they did in 2012, 2008, it was really that mattered. Like, okay, you don't think the Celtics are world champions because they technically didn't play teams around the world? Look, that's your opinion. That's fine to believe this. But to act as if this semantics debate, really, this is what this debate is the reason why this whole thing got formed, this whole Avengers team. I think that's just a disingenuous play aimed to basically make the US team look weaker or more insecure. Why can't it be that these guys just want to represent their country, bring honor to it like the Dream Team in '92 did as soon as NBA players were allowed to compete? We heard all the stories. You don't think American kids that are now NBA players look up to these guys and hope one day to be part of such a collective? We all know how crazy the story is, how dominant this team was. And for USA to win gold again, I mean, that was just put the icing on the cake on most guys' careers. I mean, you had the Dream Team in '92, then in 2008, you have the Redeem Team, and now you got the Avengers team. I mean, look, I'm a Canadian, and I don't like the US that much in basketball, so I want to always find ways to diminish them and minimize their impacts, all right, in the Olympics. Saying stuff like, oh, this is a joke. This is just like Space Jam 2. What a clown show. They might include Draymond in there. I mean, this guy's just going to cause drama. I was definitely thinking this team was too old to compete. They were going to be injury riddled. And even though I was wrong on that account, right, I was still right in saying that this wouldn't be a cakewalk for Team USA like it was for the '92 Dream Team. I mean, they were playing teams like Angola from Africa, okay? Look, no disrespect to the Angolan national team back then, but just look at this box score, bro. Like, this was not a serious game at all. But I will argue this revenge team, or whatever you want to call them, with LeBron, Curry, and KD, it did reach a similar status as the Dream Team. I think we'll look back in 10 years and really tell the story as if it were a legendary team, just like the Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson and Charles Barkley led teams of old.
Well, it was great. You know, we wanted to establish him inside early.
How can I forget Joel Embiid, the Cameroonian-born player that is obviously an American citizen, naturalized so that he could play for Team USA as well. There are a lot of reasons to hate Joel, and I think this one, him betraying France and whatnot, this is one of the least offensive things I think Embiid has done throughout his career. I think it's funny him getting booed, but obviously, I think it makes sense for why he played in Team USA and not France. If I spend a good chunk of my life living in one country, I would play for that team too if I was eligible. I mean, who gets to say they play with some of the best players of all time? You got Ant and Curry going at it, you know, trying to shoot half-court shots. What many argue to be the GOAT is playing next to you as well. This is something Embiid I know will look back on and say, wow. And talk to his children and also say, this is who I played with, by the way. But then you got Derek White, bro. Like, what is he doing here?
My tag. Straight. To the nail. I'm through.
I'm looking forward to watching this documentary that's going to come out in 10 to 20 years about this team. It's going to be so much fun, you know, looking back on this moment. And that's really what a lot of this is. This is historical, okay? This is some of the biggest moments of some of these guys' careers. And again, for the big three, as we'll call them here, this was their last dance. And I think that's something that I think will stick out in the documentary that we'll see in the future, just like it'll stick out in this video as well. Yeah, I know Steve Kerr's horrible with his rotations. He was terrible, but he didn't do such a bad job actually coaching the team. I think people give him a lot of shit. I do too. He just, for some reason, has something on Tatum. I don't know what it is, but that needs to be sorted out quick because Embiid, obviously, you bench him. But then Tatum also, come on now. And I mainly want to cover the last two games the U.S. played because those are some of the biggest, best games I've seen in a long time in the Olympics. Throughout the Olympics, you could make a case that a near 40-year-old player was carrying the load, but even he, this late in his career, could not do it like Jokic did against Serbia. The team as a whole lost by 26 points, and yet you're not even a negative in the game. That's impact right there. And obviously, Jason Tatum not playing, that was a big story, but also the bigger story being how the U.S. played amazingly in the second half. Because like many will tell you, they were trailing by double digits. Not just that. I think they were trailing by as much as 19 points in this game versus Serbia. It was actually looking very grim for the USA. And for them to come away with a win, I think that fourth quarter especially, it was honestly one of those moments you're going to look back on. It's going to be highlighted extensively again in that upcoming documentary. And I do wish I could play clips here, but I'm not going to risk it. Look, Adam Silver's knocking on my door right now. He's knocking on my door. You're not coming to this house, nigga.
Medal game. LeBron and Steph Curry.
I can't believe I have to do this. I cannot believe I'm saying this. Joel Embiid deserves credit for what he did in that fourth quarter against Jokic, against Serbia. He was the key to their comeback. And we know Steph Curry, he scored 36 points, nearing a team record. This was a game that it wasn't just Embiid. LeBron, Curry, and KD showed their might. That clutch shot from KD, oh my gosh. Embiid doing the thrust, the DMX celebration. Look, he deserves it, man. He won that game. Jokic, he got thoroughly outplayed by Embiid. I'm not gonna lie, they were on the brink of losing this game, and I still cannot believe, part of me still can't believe they were down that much. Had it not been for Steph Curry's 36, had it not been for Embiid in that run in the fourth quarter, and obviously the plays he was making, had it not been for those two, I don't think they would be here, winning the game and competing for gold. I mean, just look at the fourth quarter's primary lineup. Curry, LeBron, and KD included, with Embiid actually contributing. This was the USA's best lineup in closing minutes, the best lineup in general in the Olympic Games. Cannot believe I actually have to say this, but Booker has actually been better in these Olympics than Ant, for example. I think the kid at 22, he's already special, man. I mean, when he reaches Booker's age, he's probably going to be leaps and bounds better. But my point is that this guy, Ant, is a ball stopper. He doesn't move the ball as much as he should be, right? He got better players that he's playing alongside of, and he should be a role player, key role player for them. But Booker is the one that actually, plays to his role. Anthony Edwards is too busy dribbling, trying to be the number one option. But again, maybe in 2028 or 2032, Ant's going to be the best player on the team. He's going to actually be justifiably the number one option then. The USA, just like versus Serbia, they're 16 points favorites versus France. And you would think Jason Tatum in this game with bigger guys, he's going to play minutes in this game, finally, right? Clearly, Steve Kerr just viewed it as a matchup problem, and also LeBron and KD being in the lineups. I mean, it just made Tatum more redundant to play. And you might think I'm contradicting the last video I made on this channel, but no, I think really there was reasons for that video to be a thing, and I think, and obviously with the politics, that is something that's worth highlighting in my opinion at least. Now, one key matchup would be at the center position because you have Wembanyama there for France, and obviously some of their centers have actually played great against Wembanyama. But then you also got Rudy Gobert, who, the French team hasn't sparingly played because obviously some lineups worked better. But you would think against this bigger US team, he would have more of a say or more of an impact on his game. Well, apparently not. The French coach, he actually said that Gobert would still not be starting in this game. And you just got to wonder how things ended up this way. A 4-time defensive player of the year, reigning defensive player of the year, not even playing much in the games now during the knockout stages, and them actually winning as a result of this. Some of that makes you think, what was the point of even trying to go after Embiid in the first place, right? That's hindsight 2020 type stuff. I don't really care to do that. But for Team USA to reach the ultimate milestone, they would have to obviously face them, a team that has home crowd advantage. And this game had its moments where it got close, and I will say that dunk over LeBron, Raymond James Sr. Look, Clutch is going to try their hardest, but it's a thing. It happened. Okay, LeBron James, yes, if you're living under a rock and you haven't seen this, yeah, he got dunked on. Obviously, LeBron was trying to take a charge, but I don't know what he was thinking, man. This guy looking like Ben Wallace out there, and he's fucking thick. Let me just say that much. And obviously, you called the guy on the right Big Ben. Meanwhile, this guy's French Big Booty Ben. I mean, this guy is BBL infused Wallace. It's beautiful. Just realized he's also a BBW, Big Ben Wallace. Oh my gosh. And this stuff has got NBA fans fantasizing whether or not Yabusele could be a Draymond / Ben Wallace variant. He can revive his career, so to speak. He's 28 years old, so basically he's like a year younger than Giannis, I think, at this point. Entering his prime, used to play for Boston, so maybe he'll get a roster spot this upcoming season. But the best player by far for France in this game was Wemby. Wembenyama, Wemby Dada. And I gotta say, this leaves me really optimistic about Wemby as a player in the NBA. Look, he's had a shaky Olympics, so to speak, okay? This by far was his best game in the Olympics, and it was a game that mattered most, a gold medal game. That tells me he's going to be a riser in the playoffs. That tells me that even though his numbers might dip substantially in some departments, I think he's going to rise to the occasion. That's a player that I really look and think, he's going to be a problem. But ultimately, whatever cope I have as a Canadian, it was all washed away as the U.S. was awarded their gold medals. Embiid, look at him celebrating as the crowd is booing him. Drew Holiday, that just adds up to his resume. Bam Adebayo, his second gold medal as well. AD, yet another one. I know some fans are going to hate that I'm saying Booker was better than Ant during these Olympics, but he just was. He just was for his role. A guy that moves the ball, a guy that shoots the ball at a pretty high rate. Look, that's a guy that is going to be at a premium in this Olympics. They need a guy like Booker. When you got Raymond and Wayne, Anthony Edwards, man, you just got to step back and let them shine. Like, Curry's right there. Like, come on, bro. But that's a yesteryear discussion now. Okay, they're the gold medal winners, the USA. They deserve this. A great moment to crown a lot of these guys' careers. This might be, actually most likely will be Curry, LeBron, and KD's last Olympics. This will be the Olympics to remember for sure. This is their moment. Let them enjoy it. If you're a Canadian, if you're an overseas fan, you gotta really let them enjoy this. This is their gold. They deserve it. This is their swan song. And obviously, if I'm them, I'm celebrating to the fullest. I'm going to spend as much time as I can in Paris just relishing off the fact that I beat everyone. I proved some of the doubters wrong. It's great. I honestly think for the U.S. team, moving forward, there might be some problems in terms of, how things are going to shape up in 2028. Some of these players are just, quite frankly, not as talented as the LeBron, Curry, and KDs of the world. And if they ask LeBron to play in LA again in 2028, bro, chillax, bro. LeBron may as well be retired by then, okay? What are we doing, bro? Obviously, this is way too far in the future for us to speculate, but a lot of these players that we're seeing, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, are they even going to play, even if they're given a spot? Like, the way they've treated those two especially, man. Holy, Tyrese Halliburton's probably going to be there, but how good is he going to be at that point? Obviously, Anthony Edwards, he might be the best player by then. Paolo Banchero, Scotty Barnes might be there. I hope not. I hope he plays for Canada. I'll be honest. I need him to play for Canada. You might have Cooper Flag. Actually, you will have Cooper Flag undoubtedly there. Imagine Pods is there. That'd be the funniest thing because I don't see that guy being that good, really. I see him being the Derek White of that team. We'll see how bad that take ages. Look, let me tell you something, man. The Ace Baileys of the world, all these guys, right? The future talents that are coming into the league in a couple of years. Cool Pete might be there. I don't know, bro. Like, I'm just naming names. This U.S. team in 2028, a lot of people are going to talk about it at some point in the near future. Look, it's a bit further away now. I'm not going to make that video yet. I'm going to wait for things to really settle down. I'm going to see how LeBron and Curry and KD's career pans out. Then I'll make my video and really talk about why the U.S. might be in trouble, okay? I might do the DKM, okay? Look, the U.S., this is a great win for them. Congratulations. Well played. Y'all beat us. Y'all beat everybody. And quite frankly, I'm hugely disappointed we didn't medal. That's a very, very bad look on us. Honestly, we should have medaled in this tournament especially. I'm not sure if we'll get a better chance than we did this year. Hopefully we do. Hopefully we get better. Shaedon Sharpe didn't play. Benedict Mathurin was hurt. Leonard Miller, he's still yet to play as well. Look, we're going to be better. Zach Edey hopefully plays this time around. Hopefully we get Olivier Rioux, the 7'8" center, to actually play. I don't know, man. We'll see. If you guys do want to find out some of the things about the politics of Team USA, you can watch this video as well. It's an interesting watch. I think obviously some people are going to disagree. A lot of people are going to comment on that. And look, it's okay. It's fine. It's your opinion. I just think it's worth highlighting. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. And if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe. If you notice the subscribe button, it looks quite interesting today, huh? All right, peace out.